With every breath, a promise to rise. Together we chase the limitless skies. Galvanize the world, feel the mud of my life. Every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity. Galvanize the world, feel the light. With every healthy choice, it feels so right. Data in our hands, we hold the key. A future built on trust and integrity.
Well, hello, Galvanators. Welcome to our Galvanator Unite call today. It is Tuesday once again, and we are excited to be able to share some great things as we do every single week with all of you from the different areas of what's taking place here at Galvan in the community, and then how to make the most of things moving forward. And, you know, as you participate in these things, whether you're live or whether you're watching this after the fact, one of the challenges we always want to leave you with is how do we get a little bit better this week over last week? How do we take some of this information and just become a little bit more educated? And I know there's a lot of people that think that, okay, there's so much information here. Blockchain is vast, all of this stuff that's going on. But I want you to tell you right now, you're probably an expert compared to most people out there, wherever you're at. And think about that. You have an opportunity to be able to lead and guide those people that we teach and bring into this community, because all you have to do to be a leader is just be one step ahead. If you're one step ahead, one step further down the path, you can lead people and you can show them and you can educate them. And that's what we need. We need more educators of what is transpiring, because it is happening right now. I don't know if you're hearing more and more in the news. It seems like every single day, something that is in our favor that has to do with decentralization, that has to do with blockchain, that has to do with Galvan, health-related aspects of where people are at in the world today. So we're in the right place. And so as you go out there and take this information, hopefully you're here to be educated. You're here to be rejuvenated, and you're here to hopefully get that fire that is needed to have the focus to go out there and push this community forward week after week after week. So thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate it. And we're going to get into our call today. Always love to hear from Dr. Sharp and be able to get some information, tips, and things that we can do that are going to help every single one of us down our health journeys and our education journeys. So Dr. Sharp, thank you so much for being here today. And we'll turn the time over to you, my friend.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Byron. As always, I am glad to be here. And today is it's a body day, mind, body, and soul. And then, you know, different education topics, as Byron mentioned, I think are important. So strength training. I'm not a professional trainer. I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not here to help you, win the next Mr. Olympia. But hopefully, those of you that are more like me that maybe aren't inclined to do resistance training or strength training, this will help to encourage you to keep going if you're already doing it, or to get started. So I'm going to talk, we'll talk about a few things. I shout out to our amazing customer service, Casey Nelson. She is young enough that when we were talking about Hans and Franz from SNL, she did not know what we were talking about. So if you're in that age range and you don't know who Hans and Franz are, go Google them and watch their SNL skits, because they are here to pump us up. So strength training. This is another quote that I love. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. A few different people have been, this has been attributed to, but I think this is a fact. So we are what we repeatedly do. And if we hope to be excellent, which all of us as Galvanators hope to do, that's a habit, and we need to create the right habits. And strength training falls into that category. So let's just start. Many of you may already know this, but what is considered strength training? So this is just a very simple definition. So it's any activity that causes your muscles, any of the different muscles that we could use, to contract against resistance. So you've done this before, even if you haven't gone to lift heavy, free weights. Anytime you do push-ups or sit-ups or lift, free weights, or there are resistance bands. There's the machines that many of the gyms, all of the gyms have, and many people do. And then you may not know what functional strength training is. Functional strength training is trying to, it's just carrying in the groceries, for example. So you may carry things. It's to do something. It's typically for rehabilitation, but if you're an athlete and you're trying to, for example, become a better hitter, you may strength training in the hitting motion, which is kind of functional strength training. So anything that you're doing that causes your muscles to contract against resistance is something that's strength training. You don't need to go buy a membership to the gym. You can, but there's a lot of different ways to do that. So this is a good place to start. So as always, I want to start with some of the benefits of strength training. I think everybody knows strength training can increase muscle mass, which is good. Now, here's a really awesome part about increasing muscle mass. That increases your metabolism. Muscles metabolize things more than than fat does. And so by increasing muscle mass, you have instantly increased your body's metabolism, which can be helpful. It improves bone density. So the more that as you are resisting things, not only do your muscles grow, but your muscles that are connected to the bones requires your bones to strengthen. It improves your insulin sensitivity. So we know many people are at risk for type 2 diabetes, and this helps to reduce that problem with avoiding insulin sensitivity. There's benefits to cardiovascular health and blood pressure. We've talked about this before. Any form of exercise can lower anxiety, improve mood. It helps if you're maybe not the most agile of people, or if as we get older, we lose our balance more often. Strength training helps with that. It helps us to improve our balance. It also lengthens our life. So not only does it make you strong and have better well-being throughout our life and the quality of life, but it also lengthens it. So these are all things we want. And it's why, if you're not already, I hope I'm beginning to convince you that strength training should be part of your normal routine. I add this, if you saw this online, I shared this a little bit before. Different people like different types of exercise. I am not a lover of running. I don't love swimming. I can swim, I can run, but they're not my favorite form of cardiovascular health to get my heart minutes. So I love circuit training. If you don't know what this is, circuit training is pretty simple. So you just move from one muscle group to another. So you're not taking a break in between, and it keeps your heart rate elevated. So it helps with cardiovascular health. So this is an easy way you can strength train. And if you do circuit training, then you can continue to keep your heart rate elevated, over the 30, 45, 60 minutes, whatever you're doing, in order to get heart minutes at the same time of doing strength training. This is my favorite form of heart minutes. And hopefully if you're like me and maybe don't love to go run, or bike, or you live somewhere where those things, you don't have the best trails or whatnot, then circuit training may be for you. All right. So here's a few very simple things. These are just for our Galvanators that are not regularly doing strength training. But you can start small. You do not have to, here's a fact. You're going to feel sore. If you have not been doing strength training and you decide to start, your muscles are going to be sore, and that's good. That means your muscles are being active and they are going to respond to that and can grow as long as you give them the nutrition that they need. But just start small, 3 sessions a week, and start 20 to 30 minutes. Now, this could be as simple as doing some, simple squats with no weights. This could be some, push-ups and some sit-ups and doing something for your core, maybe doing some planking. So start small, just a few minutes, a few times a week. The other thing is if you've done this before, then you probably have already been taught. A lot of people do this wrong. I mean, that you'll see online, there's a lot of people making fun of others that go to the gym and don't know how to use things properly. But this is really easy in the era that we live. Just you can ask whatever AI tool, ChatGPT or whatever, Grok, whatever you like, ask it to build you a simple workout routine. And then if you don't understand what it's saying, plug it in and get a video. There's a million fitness videos out there. This is something that you can find out about. You need not go pay a trainer. You can. The trainers are fantastic. If you are a trainer, wonderful. But you can start very simple and just go find some online tutorials about how to do things. and then progress gradually. Start with either the amount of reps or the number of sets that work for you, and then increase those and the resistance that you have over time. The big key is step 4: stay consistent. So start small, start to learn your thing. My workout routines have evolved over time, and continue to change, and you can always do that. When you get sick of one thing, there's always something else that you can do. So start small. If you haven't done this before, go online and stick in a few tutorials so that you can understand how to do the different exercises. You don't have to do a ton of weight. You don't have to do a ton of reps. So progress gradually, but don't give up. Stay consistent. So final thoughts: strength training is really about improving your health and well-being. You do not have to want to be Hans and Franz and be a bodybuilder in order to do this. If you are, fantastic. Then this isn't for you. This is for those that need a little bit of encouragement to start, that aren't doing this strength training. And simple things matter, taking the stairs, carrying groceries, but building strength will pay off and pay dividends, and will help you no matter where you are. It's something that can benefit all aspects, from mental health to your, obviously, the health that we're all striving for with regard to longevity and quality of health. So with that, take care of your body. It's the only place that we have to live. So as Galvanators, we're here to galvanize the world, to heal humanity. I hope if you haven't been strength training, I've convinced you to do something today and something tomorrow. You will reap the rewards and you will benefit from it. So with that, I am going to pass the baton on to Robert the Beloved. He's got some good things for you today. So have a good one, and talk to you next week.
Happy Tuesday. Delighted to be here. For today in our G Plus app, I'd love for all of you to get into it with me. Let's go in where it'll be for your benefit at the end. So let's just jump in. And what I'd like to do today is start at the bottom in the community section. So if you can see the little button, you can see community. And I want you to click on that. Today, we're going to talk about challenges. You'll notice the first thing that comes up is in the community, there's a thing that says join with code. Remember that, because if you click on it, you need a code. I'm going to show you where that code comes from. So keep that in the back of your mind, join with code. The other thing is to create a challenge. You'll notice, let's click on that, and we'll just go through and create one. And then, respect for your time, I'm just going to, instead of typing it all in, copy some information in there, if it will let me. Let's see. Going over to my notes. I'm going to do a copy on this. Bring it over. Allow paste. Then I'll grab the title. Maybe it would have been easier to just type it in. Who knows? If you know how I type, it wouldn't have been. So I will just paste it in there. And so now I've got a title, every day a little bit better, and then a challenge. And so we've got a title and we've got a description. Now, when we talked about the code, here's where that happens. I can have two different types of challenge. I can have a private challenge, and I can check that box. And what that does is then gives me a code, and only those that I share the code with can join. And that's where you join with that code. Let's set some time. Now, time is an interesting thing, because if I set the time, today is the 20th, if I set the time for tomorrow, I don't have a lot of time to invite people and have them take the time to join. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this one on next Sunday. And so now I've got 4 or 5 days to have people join. And then I'm going to run it for a week. And so now, if we look at it, I can see that it starts on the 25th and goes through the end of the month. So we've got a challenge. It's got a description. It's got a title. I'm going to make it public so everyone can join it. And then the challenge objectives. Right now, it's the default is Galvan Plus, which suggests it's going to measure your heart minutes. And then in that day that you get your heart minutes, if you also do a wellness check, it will double the heart minutes you get. And I think that's kind of the funnest one I've seen happen. And so I'm going to just continue to use that. And so I look at my information. It looks like I've got it, and I'm going to click save. And so I can invite friends myself, or they should be able to just see it jump into their screen. So if you look on your screen, you will probably see it because I'm the owner. I will see it in a little different color here, but you should see available challenges and see it pop up on your screen. Now let's look at these for just a second. There's really 3 areas for your challenges. You have the active ones. You have the ones that are available. You can see right now, for me, there are no active public challenges. There could be private ones that you've already got. And then there's past challenges, right? So if you look at your past challenges and open it up, you can scroll down and you can see your past challenges. You get some information on every little tile, right? So for instance, this Blockbot challenge completed last year. I can click on the eye and get the details of it. I can see that there's the podium. I can see my place. I can view the leaderboard again and see it looks like it was pretty competitive. It looks like it ran for only 3 days. There were 35 contenders. There was my score. There's my average per day. I can look at the challenge description. Looks like it was a good challenge description. Phenomenal, right? And then I can see the terms. Terms are just the legalese that basically says if you're doing, I don't know, surfing for your exercise and you sprain your ankle, you won't come back to Galvan and want to have us pay your hospital bills or something like that in the terms. But anyway, sorry, a little facetious there. But you can see your past challenges, available challenges. Right now, you can see in the green that I've got one that's going on. It's still, you can see the little glass up there, the hourglass. I've still got 19 days and 10 hours left to do. I'm right now, it looks like from the little medal next to the 4, I can see I'm in 4th place. And over on the right in the red, you can see the little heartbeat and the microphone. That means it's got both heart minutes and wellness checks that it's checking on. So if I click on it, I go right into the leaderboard. I can see the Men of Steel up there on the podium. And it looks like I'm off the podium. So I guess I'm the Man of Tinfoil, but I can see how close I can get to the podium. Looks like there's some really good incentives going on here. Byron Terrence, I believe, is the one that started this challenge. Byron and Terrence are really close, so they can help incentivize people. I can see Healthy Haley and Moose and Leanne, they're really close. So maybe that's an incentive for them to see if they can move up a rank there. So the leaderboard's great. If you remember, you can click on any name and see how more information about that individual. So that's kind of personalized and kind of fun. And now you can see I've got this other one that, because I'm the owner, I've joined. It's in this lime green color. So it hasn't started yet and it's ready to go. And I can go into it and I can still see the information. So far, no one has joined it. Of course. Oh, wow. Look at that. We have already got 4 people that have joined it. That's exciting. They're already good to go. So that should move it up to the top of theirs as well. And so it is exciting. So I think what we should do with this every day a little bit better, why don't we make it a little more fun and a little more engaging? So we've got this, and if you'll go into it and join, let's put some eyes to the winner. So I don't know, what's a good number? You guys are in the chat. Should we put 50,000 for the winner, 100,000, 500,000 for the winner? Should we reward everyone on the podium? So should we give like 100,000 to the winner and 50,000, or should we give 500,000 to the winner and 250,000 to second place and 100,000 to first place? I'll listen to your chats and we'll take that into advice. But let's drop down a challenge here. Let's have for the winner, we'll do 500,000 eyes to the number one person for this challenge. So next week looks like 500,000 it is. So 500,000 to the first place winner. We'll make this challenge active. It starts again, if you look at your dates, starts on May 5th and it ends at the end of the month. So game on. Let's have the fun with this challenge and see if that will persuade us to strive to do a little more healthy actions. That's all I've got today. With that, thanks everyone for using Galvan Plus, and we appreciate all you're doing in it. I will turn the time over to Casey for a little customer service message. Thanks, Casey.
Hey. Okay, I'm excited to lose to Robert in this upcoming challenge. I have yet to beat him in one, but I'm going to try. So for customer support today, we did some of the swap contests with you guys, and we got a lot of good feedback from that. We got a lot of participation. So we decided, since you guys like it so much and we like it so much, we're going to bring it back. So we're going to have that ongoing. We'll do drawings each week so you can submit. Again, you can submit multiple times. And you can submit every week. There will be a big drawing the last Tuesdays of each month. We'll get some documentation out there. We'll email everybody about this. But in order to be entered to win, to double or triple or whatever the prize is that week, to be able to win, you do have to submit your transaction hash over to support. You can do that by emailing it to support. You can go to the support page and open up a ticket. Another new feature we have here is if you're inside your Galvan account and you go into your wallet, you can do your swap and everything here, and this little window will pop up here. And so let me zoom in on that a little bit. So it's got the eyes swap contest. So you can fill out your name, your email on your Galvan account, and then the transaction hash, and you can click submit right there. That'll send it straight to our support team, and you will get a response from them saying that you've been entered into the drawing. Again, if this is not on your screen or if you've already closed it out, that's totally fine. You can just click right here to go to support, and you can click submit a request, and you can send us your transaction hash here. So multiple ways to enter, but we're going to have that ongoing. So submit your transaction hashes each week, and we'll have drawings going on. If you guys have any questions at all, always reach out to support. We're here to help you. But that's it for me, and I'm going to send it back over to Byron.
Thanks so much, Case. Thanks to everybody else. Awesome information today. And let's go out there. What I'm going to do is, if you join the challenge, because I know there's going to be people that watch this over the next 24, 48 hours, I want you to put a 1 in the comments, whether it's live or let's see, I'm going to put it in myself. Put in a 1 in the comments, whether it's live or after the fact, because we want to just, one of the things that you got to do is you got to announce it. You got to get it out there. If you're going to do something, you're going to make change, you're going to be a part of something, we got to get it out there into the universe and let everybody know, right? It's one of the things that just helps us be accountable to ourselves and have that accountability factor in place. So I love this information that we've gotten today, and how important it is to move our bodies, how important it is to grow by getting out of our comfort zone. And I want to talk a little bit about that today, whether it's physically, because we're doing strength training, or we're going out there and moving our bodies and our muscles in different ways. I think every single person here, as I talked about at the very beginning, you want to be a leader, whether you want to or not, we lead. Okay. We want to make a difference. And so I wanted to bring up a little bit of this positive change. And what does it take to go out there and really make a difference? And if we look at this book, I don't know if you've read this book by Malcolm Gladwell, called Outliers, but it's an amazing book. I've listened to it. I'd say not read it. I've listened to it a few times. I'm an Audible kind of guy, so I do a lot of that, listening to books on instead of just reading all the time when I'm in, as we say it, in our university on wheels, whether I'm in the car, at the gym, different things like that. But what does Malcolm Gladwell say it takes to become a professional, to become really, really good at what you do? He talks about you've got to invest 10,000 hours. And when somebody invests 10,000 hours into their trade, into a skill, into something, then they're already one of the top, percentage in that category in the world. And what does it take to put 10,000 hours into something? So if you did 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, every week out of the year, it's about 5 years, 4.8 years to go out there and put in those hours. But what I want to stress today is there is power in being part of a community, because when we work together, our hours can actually help one another. They can actually be combined so we can do more than we could have ever done by ourselves. And that is the power of being in a community. If we just want to go and become a professional ourselves, excuse me, great. That's amazing. But there's not very many places where our efforts and energy can be magnified like the community that we're building here. And just to kind of prove that point, if you are a workaholic, let's say that you just work like crazy and you could work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If that's the case, you could put in 8,760 hours. Now, I know that's not physically possible, but if you did, that's what it would take. If you're trying to do this by yourself, why is the community so important? Why is being a part of something bigger than ourselves so important? Well, I want to stress this. It doesn't matter, how much we get paid by the hour or what return we get by the hour. If it's just us putting in the hours, we're capped because our time is limited. So as a community, going out there and sharing the good news of Galvan, getting people on the G Plus app, having people understand the power of using eyes in this community and our token and going and using it in the marketplace or other ways in trading, getting more and more people to do that and creating a community. Look at this. If we have 1,000 people in our community that are out there going and sharing what we have to offer, the benefit that what's in it for them that benefits them. If we have 1,000 people that do it 1 hour a month, okay, that is 12,000 hours. It would take you 1.4 years working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 to do that. Okay. It would take 1.4 years nonstop to do what 1,000 people could do if everybody that's not even part-time. That's part-time. That's not even, it's just on the side. It's not even a hobby at that point because we do hobbies more than an hour a month, right? But that's the power of a community. Now, let's look at this. What if we could get, excuse me, I've been talking all morning and my throat is already dry. But what if we get 1,000 people to not do an hour a month, but to go out there and share Galvan, share G Plus, share the benefits of what we're doing here an hour a week instead of an hour a month. Okay, now we're talking about 52,000 hours. And who benefits? One person? The community. The community benefits from this. You would have to do 5.9 years all by yourself, nonstop, to even come close to that. Okay, to even do that, which we know is physically impossible. But what if we could get 1,000 people to do an hour a day? Or what if we could get 10,000 people or 100,000 people or 1 million? But just to prove my point, if we got 1,000 people 1 hour a day to just go out there and share how being able to track their mood, their stress, their energy, being able to decentralize and give people that power by having their own health plans, decentralized healthcare. And we're doing this, and we got 1,000 people doing it an hour a day, as you can see on my screen here. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How, if we have limited time, I mean, I don't know how long each of us are going to live, but I know that there is an expiration date on every single one of us. That's just life. So if we don't get more time, then what do we need to do? We need to compress time. And the only way to compress time is to make sure that we work together, is to work as a community. How did Facebook get so big so fast? I mean, how did a lot of these big companies, these tech companies get so big so fast? It's because people shared with people who shared with people who shared with people. That's how Uber grew. That's how all of these big communities grew. That's what we have here. And the beauty of what we have here, you can't compare it to other things. You would have to work 41.6 years nonstop around the clock to be able to do what 1,000 people could do working 1 hour a day. Okay. And we're going to get way more than 1,000 people in Galvan. We're going to get way more than 10,000, way more than 100,000, way more than 1 million. This is too big. Guys, we are changing the face of healthcare. We're changing the face of personal empowerment when it comes to your personal plan moving forward for health and wellness, which we know is key. So I don't want you to forget about this, that you're not in this by yourself. This is a community working together to go and do something that one of us by ourselves could never do alone. So I hope that you're excited about where we're at and where we're going. And we want to just encourage every single one of you to go out there and make that commitment. If this is good and you see potential in it and you see a benefit in this, then we need to share it. Then we need to get out there and let people know about it. And they can participate however they want to participate. You know, they can buy a node if they want to buy a node. They can, get the mini node or the G Plus app and earn rewards and tokens that way. They can start to share products and services on the collective and just use eyes and go buy them out of the marketplace to purchase and get a discount. There's so many ways that people can participate. At whatever level, they're still part of the community. And that's the beautiful thing is, wouldn't you like to know that what you're doing not only benefits you and the community, but everybody else? See, that's the world that I come from. I come from a place where everybody would say that what we're doing is for a community, but the way people were compensated, the way people, worked, it wasn't that way. It was the company benefited the most. It was a few individuals benefited the most. But what we're doing here, there is no company. It's decentralized. It is all about a community. And I think that we don't realize how huge that is sometimes, how big of an opportunity this truly is. And so I want you to understand what's going on here, because there does have to be a price it's paid. And people might think it's expensive, but I don't think it's expensive. It's expensive in the way that we got to get out of our comfort zone. Just like us using our muscles and getting sore gets us out of our comfort zone, we get gain because of it. The same thing's going to happen. So if you really want to take advantage of our community, now, like I said, everybody's a part of the community, but what you contribute to the community, you get a little bit more from. That's the beauty of this. So it involves personal responsibility. Nobody's going to make you do it. We have what's called a volunteer army. Everybody that's here wants to be here. No one's going to make you do anything. You have to have that personal responsibility that you want to go out there and you want to contribute to what we're doing here. You got to distance yourself from negativity. Are there going to be naysayers? Absolutely. Anytime there's change, there's resistance to that change. Anytime somebody sees others that were in their circle start to excel, even if they don't mean to, they try to pull them back, mainly just because they don't understand. Okay. It's getting outside of your comfort zone. And then it's taking responsibility for your outcomes. So if it's going to be, it's up to me is the phrase that we need to think about here. If it's going to be, it's up to me. If I want to have the best year I've ever had in 2025, you can. It's just a decision followed by action. If you want to do something and be a part of something where I believe our grandchildren are going to look back and say, you were a part of that, I think we're going to look back and we're going to see what this community on this blockchain, which, I mean, if you could pick anything to focus on in blockchain and you can grab a niche in anything, I mean, what is bigger than health and wellness? What's bigger that we could be a part of really that's health and wellness? What affects every single person on the planet more than health and wellness? And that's where we're at. That's what we have the great fortune to build together. Man, I mean, I'm excited about this, but it's taking a responsibility for our outcomes. It's doing more this week than we did last week. What did we do last week? How many times did we share last week? And so this is what's so important. And if you don't know what to do, or how to share, it's as easy as sharing a free wallet. And we're going to get into some more of this training later. I'm not going to go into it too much today. Sharing your free wallet and giving away some free token. It's as simple as that. It's an icebreaker just to get people to see and understand and experience. So we're going to do another thing, and that is this week on Thursday, which I believe, hopefully I got the dates right and everything, is May 22nd is Thursday. I believe it is. We are going to be doing an overview, and I want people to understand this collaboration because this is the first month, and here is the link to, if you don't have the QR code, you can take a picture of that and scan that later. Let's see if this worked. Did it work? I'm trying to see if this even, let's see if this shared. Okay, we'll put it in the comments some other way. It's not letting me share that link. I don't know why. Maybe because it's StreamYard on StreamYard. It's asking me to share a referral link. But anyway, we're going to get this information. It's right there. We'll put it in the comments on Facebook, on all the platforms where we're streaming this. But we're going to go over, because at the end of this month is the first month that for those people that are sharing products and services on the collective, the commissions get paid. And if you're looking to make an extra $6,500 this month that you're going to get paid next month, we can show you how. If you're looking to make an extra $500 to $1,000, we can show you how. If you're looking to just make some gas money or some extra grocery money, we can show you how. Okay, and that's what this call is going to be. Galvan is what decentralizes and gives us the power to do all of that. The collective is what gives us the products and services to make it tangible for people. So I want to make sure that you're aware of this call that is going to be taking place this Thursday. And if you want to learn more about it, just go see wherever you're at. Massive action solves all problems. If you could use a little extra cash the next month, we're going to show you how to do that and how to share. So I'm excited about where we're at and where we're going. And I'm excited about the fact that we have a chance to have sore muscles and grow. We have a chance to get outside of our comfort zone and grow. But when we're growing a community that allows us to get to that 10,000 hours that Malcolm Gladwell talks about, become professionals quicker, and do all of these things together instead of just doing it all by ourselves. You could be an influencer all by yourself. You could go out there and promote a product all by yourself. But what if we could do something together? That's the power of the community that we have here at Galvan. So grateful for the opportunity to be in this community with each one of you. I'm excited to see what is going to transpire this summer, because as we continue to put things together and grow, as we are going to have a year in 2025 that I know will be the biggest year Galvan has ever had. And at the same time, it is going to set the precedence for amazing things in the future. So now is the time to get focused. The next 90 days are critical because we can start that momentum that's going to put us in places that otherwise you can't go back and reset time. Okay. Being in the right place at the right time and seeing it and doing something about it is what makes all of the difference. So to all of you Galvanators out there, when we call this the Galvanator Unite call, we mean it. We're uniting together for a common goal and cause and to make the world better by each of us doing our part. So thank you for participating. Thank you for being on this. Go and join that challenge. We'll see you on the call on Thursday if you want to learn more about the collective and how you can turn this into tangible things, but not only tangible products to take, but some extra cash in your pocket as well. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. I want to thank Dr. Sharp. Obviously thank Robert, thank Casey for all that they do, and so many others that are behind the scenes making things happen. And we do have an awesome team here that is making a difference every single week. Oh, I do see the stream links there now. It just wasn't showing up for me. So thanks everybody for being here. Let's go out, have an awesome week. I'm Byron Belka, and I'm a Galvanator. Take care. We'll see you, everyone.